stomp around like a... Get down, you fool! Do you want the blood fiends to see us? Now hush, hush! Adusa needs her ears right now. No, wait. Strike that. Let's talk. You can help, Adusa, yes? What kind of help? The helpful kind, of course. I meant to arrive before evil invaded this hamlet, find Constable Maldred, and provide what help I could. But this one was detained, and the constable is nowhere to be seen. Moira's hope is lost. Patience. Adusa will explain. The survivors, they are our priority. We move together to... No, too obvious. We move separately, draw less attention that way. Adusa noticed a few survivors headed toward the large barn in the distance. Meet me there. You go first, then Adusa shall sneak off. Less chance of both of us getting captured by these cursed creatures that way. If you must, but hurry, please. Survivors have a terrible habit of becoming dead when they are left unattended. Not is, was. This was the peaceful hamlet of Moira's Hope. Now it is a disaster area. Must Adusa explain everything? Look around. The people of Moira's Hope were either turned into blood fiends or turned into food for blood fiends. Now, as to the who and the why of this horror, Adusa cannot say. Someone who wishes she had arrived in time to divert this tragedy. But if wishes were fishes, Adusa would be a very happy cat. This one is here to help. Now please, the survivors need us. Shaveskin, your courage is commendable, but highly misplaced. We are here to help.
And how am I supposed to trust you?
This one could have overpowered you at any time. Now stand down, or Adusa will stick that sword where the bright moons never shine.
What? How dare you? Oh, very well. I'll just go and sit down or something.
Mortals. Show a little concern, and this is the thanks you get. And where is the constable? Why isn't he here? But that is a mystery for another time. The survivors are our priority. Still, these vampires, they are most unusual. Such precision, such coordination. Rarely have I seen vampires behave like an army instead of raiders. This wasn't an incursion. It was an occupation. We must work quickly. It won't take long for the enemy to discover our presence. You stay here and guard these townsfolk. I'll go search for more survivors. No. Reverse that. Better for you to search and Adusa to stay here. Watch for signs of the constable. I will try to learn more about our enemy while you are gone. You ask many questions, like a young one who has eaten too much moon sugar. Constable Maldred is a friend, a trusted contact. We have worked together in the past. And speaking of work, don't you have some survivors to save? That is what I am, yes? Surely you have learned by now that not every vampire is a monster. Adusa hopes that this doesn't make you uncomfortable. We still have survivors that need our assistance.
I'm not sure how we managed to survive. It was so horrible. But since we're still alive, maybe there's some hope left in Moira after all. Maybe there are I don't know. It all happened so quickly. I came back from gathering wood, and the town was under attack. A few of us ran and hid in the barn. I saw so many of my friends. Some changed, some were just torn apart. What? Oh, the others. If anyone else was able to escape those terrible claws, fangs... I don't know. Maybe in some of the ruined houses. But why they haven't come to search the barn yet? How long can our luck hold out?
My sister-in-law just lost her husband, my brother. We're both really shaken up. But I have to stay strong for her. I just wish she'd say something. She hasn't said a word since it happened. Dirt-eating, oblivion-worshipping, blood-sucking vampires. That's what happened here. They marched into town and people began changing. They became monsters. We either turned into blood fiends or got ripped apart by blood fiends. It was horrible.
Come on, let's have at it. I'd rather die fighting than get turned into one of your pitiful creatures. Well, that's a relief. I thought for sure you were going to kill me. I just wish you had gotten here in time to save my father. They called her Larea. She demanded that we line up to receive her blessing. That's what she called it, her blessing. My father was one of the first to step forward and tell her what to do with her blessing. She ripped out his throat. Of course, you're right. I know you're right. Lead the way.
I know how to deal with your kind. Come any closer and this goes straight into your heart. I'm perfectly safe right where I am. Thank you very much. I've got a sharp blade and plenty of food. I'm downright cozy. But those bloodsuckers turn the townsfolk into their feral pets. Absolutely depressing. Divines take them all. There are other survivors? Why didn't you say so? I'll follow you, but we need to be very careful. These creatures aren't like any vampires I ever read or heard stories about. They're like a Divine's damned army.
Vampire or blood fiend, you will fall to Adusa's terribly swift blades. Oh, just you. Never mind then. So, where are the other survivors? Adusa doesn't see them, so that means you need to get back to the looking, yes? That is all that Adusa asks. Is there something else you want to say? Sorry, but this one couldn't be too careful. Adusa had to dispatch the vampires that came sniffing around the barn. How was I supposed to know you weren't another wave of the vile creatures? Constable Maldred is a Breton. He wears Breton clothing, keeps himself moderately clean, is a male. This one is sorry, but all of the furless ones look the same to me. Larea? That name keeps turning up, like a flea I can't scratch. Her involvement would explain why these vampires are so driven. But no worries. This one is certain that she is long gone by now.
I've never seen such destruction and malicious violence. These vampires are terrible people.
Divine, save me! Please, I'll join your army. Really, I will. Just don't kill me. Oh, you're not one of them, are you? Thank the Divines. They just marched into town like they owned the place. That cold, horrible woman. She whispered something to the soldier, and people began to change. The woman made a strange gesture, and townsfolk began turning into blood fiends. Then she just walked away and let her companions... They were so fast, so strong. They started tearing people apart. Anyone who didn't change was attacked. Other survivors? I didn't dare hope. All right, lead the way. Are you sure this place is safe? And who's the strange Khajiit lady? Oh, I feel faint. Well, you are gone. We had a few visitors. Nothing Adusa couldn't handle, of course. But we shouldn't linger in this place much longer. Yes, Adusa noticed. Fewer than I hoped, but more than I expected. Meanwhile, this one learned that the vampires left a commander here. He's up in the house, atop the hill. Moira's hope can never recover while he controls the town. Militant vampires require structure. Why is that so surprising? But we have more pressing matters. I will get the survivors out of town. You must deal with the vampire commander. Meet us on the road when the deed is done.
Really going out there? To confront the vampire commander? You're so brave.
Are you really going out there?
I saw that vampire in action. He's extremely deadly. You're going to have a real battle on your hands when you get up to the house.
The Khajiit wants us to leave? Abandon Moira's hope? I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I admit that I didn't trust the Khajiit at first, but she certainly helped us a lot today. I guess you really can't judge a book by its cover.
I made sure we got out of Mora's Hope with that incident. Well, the Khajiit helped. A little. But I wouldn't make a big deal about it.
By the look on your face, Adusa assumes you were successful? The vampire commander is dead, yes? Maldred? That's the name of the... No. That unclawed traitor! Adusa only wishes she had been the one to end him. You did well, Five Claw. Adusa will see that these people reach a safe haven. Then I have business of my own to attend to. There is something sinister going on in Rivenspire, Five Claw. Keep your wits about you, and stay fragrant. What you saw here is only the beginning. Adusa will take the survivors to Hoarfrost Downs. They should be safe enough there. Pardon, but this one is still coming to grips with how fast the Blood Fiends were created, and with the Constable's betrayal. Typically, a vampire degenerates over time, eventually withering into a mindless blood fiend. The process we observed in Moira's Hope was quite the opposite. The blood curse appeared to change its victims into blood fiends almost immediately. Yes, word of what happened here must be carried to my master, Count Verandis. There is much work to be done, and very little time if Lorea has truly ventured this far south.
Mora's hope may be lost, but we'll survive. And we'll remember what you did for us today, my friend. You can count on that.
Thanks to you, we're alive! I hope that's the last I ever see of vampires and blood fiends.
Now that I'm safe, all I can think about is what comes next. Moira's Hope is the only place I've ever known.
My poor husband. I miss him so much. But I still have family. We'll put this nightmare behind us. Somehow.
We're going to try to put this behind us, to start over. But we'll never forget the friends and family we lost. Never.
I'm not going to leave Moira's Hope to those monsters. I promise you, we're going back home. Someday.
I'm tired of trying to convince people to... I'm tired of trying to convince people to buy my wares. I'm just gonna lay it out here, and you can tell me if you see anything you want. You should definitely buy something, though. I mean it. I'm tired of...
Did you need something? I don't have as many things to sell as I did before the war, but you might see something useful.
The wind whispers to me tales of distant places, of verdant glades dappled with sunlight. Where is this beauty, this wonder? Why can't I go there? What is this strange being standing before me? The creature speaks. My loneliness falls away like the autumn leaf. The wintry shiver of apprehension sets in. Do I dare ask the many questions I have? Do I dare hear the answers? How? When? Why? Why am I cursed with the burden of thought? I'm a tree, but I think, I feel. How? Other trees have no such faculties, do they? I even have memories. Movement, walking, a cave, but then nothing. There's something about the cave. It's near. Will you search inside for the answers I have lost?
To witness my sorrow. Dark, cold, dry. Worse than death this prison is. But my bindings cannot be broken like a dead branch. There is no escape, no release. Yes, that tree is me. Or rather, it is the life form in which I was the life force. But another came and by foul magics took my place. Merithrin the mage. He cursed us both. No details do I know, only that by arcane ritual did Merithrin pervert the natural order, binding me here and him there. I to lose my body, and he to lose his mind. This I never knew, and Merithrin will not recall. He was a revered member of the Mages Guild in Shornhelm. Perhaps answers are there to this question, or perhaps not.
My roots burrow hungrily into the earth, as if the loamy soil were my only need. But I feel a hollowness that I cannot abide. I see a being here I want to remember, but when I try to think, there is nothing.
My poor husband. My poor husband. I miss him so.
In the springtime, so...
I'm not going to leave Moira's hope.
Mora's hope may be lost.
What What's Rivenspire coming to? Tales of
The Dusklight is the finest.
Thanks to you, we're alive. Thanks to
At least I'm getting something done.
We're going to try to put this behind us, to start over.
Need something to ride?
You there! A moment?
Hello, friend. Do you need directions to the inn? Well, your journey has been successful. Stenrick blood certainly runs through my veins. Marcel Stenrick? That was my great-grandmother's name. Is that really her sword? I grew up listening to stories of Dame Marcel's exploits. She was quite the warrior, if you believe the tales. This is amazing. Our family used to be much more prominent back in my great-grandmother's day. Maybe her sword will turn our fortunes around. Maybe. Anyway, thank you so much for bringing this to me. I'll always treasure Dame Marcel's sword. Perhaps it will encourage me to take up a life of honor and adventure. Just what my parents told me. I never met my great-grandmother. Dame Marcel was an honored knight in the service of House Dorrel. I remember one story set during the time of the great feud between the Tamriths and the Dorrels. In the story, Dorrel's son Lanciot was kidnapped on the road to Northpoint by a dozen of Tamrith's most ruthless warriors. Despite the odds, Dame Marcel never hesitated. She swooped in with this very sword and rescued Lanciot. I love that story.
Item.
No matter the troubles assaulting our...
I offer Mages Guild goods to members who qualify.
Peer review and cooperative research is the root of all arcane development. The Sijiks formed for just such a purpose. Did you know that? And from them came we, the Mages Guild.
Just when I think I've read all the books we have here, someone brings in another ancient tome. It seems I'll be reading and categorizing for the rest of my days.
Welcome back to the hall. How goes the search? Hello there.
Over here, Initiate.
can move, eh? Hot items?
Let me get back on my feet.
You there! A moment?
You've returned. I did not expect this. Dare I hope, though? Do you know the means by which I might be released? Then delay no longer. Any thirst I once felt for life has long since faded. All I seek now is the peace of death. Though I want to despise the mage for what he did, I feel more pity than hate. I hope this gives him release as well. Peace at last.
I remember now. I remember it all. Oh, gods! What accursed thing did I do? The spell! It trapped me in the tree's form. It was a nightmare. Such was the price of my lust for longevity. But now I am released. Being trapped in the tree was a fate worse than any death I can imagine. Though I once did all I could to extend my life, I am now grateful to be granted the peace of death. If you were the one responsible for releasing me, then I thank you.
If you're looking to protect yourself.
I rejoice that you still live. Arkay's blessing served you well. Cecibel has returned. What of the others? I feared as much. Alas for Edweg's weakness and the evil deeds of the bandits. Your efforts are greatly appreciated. I have rewards for your bravery and skill in Arkay's cause.
Though I am the last of Alvarin's knights, I remain steadfast in his cause.